Are you getting my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So some of the combinationals and logical uh, designs we have studied, right? How to actually configure that blocks or configures that design using Verilog programming. Okay. Now again we will discuss the next part, that is multiplexer. So for a multiplexer, how you can actually write the Verilog code for the multiplexer. Okay, so now here is the example. Again, we are using the if and else statement. Okay, in case of multiplexer, we are using that if and else statement. Then same logic we are using as we have discussed in while uh, VHDL programming, right? While studying the VHDL programming, we have used the same logic. So if select is equal to 1, that means this select line is equal to 1. Then what will happen? Then y will get A, else y will get B, right? So with the help of this select if else, you can program the multiplexer. There is another technique by using the case statement, right? Even the same logic we can use in VHDL also. In VHDL also, we can write the multiplexer code by using if else statement and with the case statements also, right? So we have discussed by using case statement, but same logic we can extend in if else statements also. Now how to write by using case statement in Verilog? So the way is simple. Again, case select is, right? Then it's a 2-bit value, so it's a 2-bit. So of course you have to select this select line. It's a 2-bit, that is 00. Then y will get A, right? Then y will get A. For example, we have a 4 input, so how many select lines? 2-bit. So we have written here 2-bit select line. That means first condition, that is 00. Then y will get A. Then 01, then y will get B. Y is equal to B. Then 10, then y will get C, and default y will get D. That means the last case, that is 1. Okay, so now in this case you can design the multiplexer in Verilog. So this is about the multiplexer. Now next, adders and subtractors. How actually we will design these adders and subtractor? So again the logic is simple. Again you can use the if else statement. If select is equal to 1, then y is equal to A plus B. If else y is equal to C plus D. That means these two are the select lines that are combined together, and we have used two multiplexers, right? Two different multiplexers. If select is equal to 1, that means this select line is 1. Then this multiplexer will pass its value, and this adder will add this A and B value, and it will pass to the Y, right? When select is equal to 1, that means when 1 here means both select lines, we are getting the 1 input, then it will select the first line, that means A and B. Else means now select is 0, then it will select the C and D. C and D. So this is how you can write the VHDL code. Okay, so this is the way. Now again same tri-state buffers also you can write in VHDL. How to write? Again I will repeat. Okay, here I am just explaining the coding logic. Okay, how to write the code or how to write the logic. But that previous part means that you have to write the modules, you have to write the input output ports, right? In Verilog also, that anywhere you have to declare the input output ports. Input output declaration is very important, whether you use VHDL or Verilog, doesn't matter. But for the simplicity, I am just explaining the coding logic here. Okay, now a simple tri-state buffer you can implement like this. If this is the tri-state buffer, and this is the enable pin. Then if enable is equal to 1, then y is equal to a, else y is equal to 1 bit, that is z. That means high impedance condition. That means when there is we haven't provided the enable, so it's actually buffer, right? So it should not pass the value when there is no enable input, right? It should not pass the value when there is no enable input. That means for the no enable input, that means enable is not equal to 1. In that case, y will get a 1 bit high impedance value, right? So this is how you can implement tri-state buffer also, right? Now this finite state machine part, I have given you for the more information, but it is not for your syllabus. Okay, so state machine you have to strictly code by using VHDL language, right? You don't have to write a Verilog codes for the state machine. So we will simply omit this part and we will discuss the next, that is counters. Okay, now how to implement counters by using Verilog. So here is the diagram. So it's a simple counter, counter 1, counter, what we can say, these are the clocks. So this is the counter 0, this is the counter 1, this is the counter 2, and this is the counter 3. So first we have to write the register 3 as to 0, that means it's a 4-bit register count. Okay, then wire TC, that means the terminal count. We have written it's the terminal count, this T. So it's a terminal count. Then what happens? Begin. We have to write the program. Always at the rate. That means now we have to use the always block. Always at the rate. Positive age or positive age clock or positive age reset. That means whether the positive age clock or positive age reset will happen, then what will happen? If reset, then count will get value 0. Means if you have applied the reset, then count will get the value 0. Else count is equal to count plus 1. Else count is equal to count plus 1 and end. Okay, and assign this terminal is equal to and of count, right? Assign this terminal is equal to ampersand count. So in this way you can write within 5 to 6 line you can design a 4-bit counter circuit, right? Same is the case with shift registers, right? How you can use the shift registers? So we have the right shift operator, we have the left shift operator, right? And for by how many bits we have to shift that right shift and left shift, that we have or we can write in Verilog. So these are the 4 D flip-flops that we are using. Then registers 3 as to 0, that means these 4 registers we are using, right? Q. So this is the Q1, Q0, Q1, Q2, and Q3. So these 3 are the 3 register, and we have named it as a Q. It's a 4-bit. Then always positive age clock or positive reset will happen. Then begin if reset is there, means we have reset that shift registers, then Q will get value 0. Then Q will get value 0. Else begin Q will get Q left shifted by 1 position. Q will left shifted by 1 position, and this first Q0 will get this Q3 value. This Q0 first one will get, because we have given the feedback here, right? This Q0 will get the Q1 value, Q3 value. So in this way you can write a very simple program of this 4-bit shift register, right? A 4-bit shift register. Of course you have to mention the input output ports in a module section, that is by default, but it's a very simple program of 4-bit shift register. Okay, now the same is the case with this linear feedback shift register. The same logic but with some difference that we are using. Okay, means what? Again we have defined the register Q. These are the 4 registers, 4-bit register. Then if positive age clock or positive age reset, then if reset is equal to 0, then all Q will get value 0. else begin q will get value q2 as to 1, as q3 will get q2 will get XOR with the q2. That means this q3 and q2 we are XORing, and that we are giving to the q2 as to 1. That means we are further passing that. So final q, and all of you know this curly bracket is nothing but the concatenation operator, right? This is the concatenation operator. That means it will concatenate all that block and it will pass to the main output, right? So here q will get q2 as to 1, right? That means 1 2, that means these three, and this q3 and q1 get ORed and it will pass to the q2 as to 1. That means 0 1 2 3, that means 1 and 2, it will shift that value to the 1 and 2. So in this way you can write a simple code for this linear feedback shift register. Okay, so this is about the, again this compiler directive part is also not there for you. Systems and task functions, that is also not there for in your syllabus. Now the last part, that are the test benches. As we have discussed in VHDL, we have to write the test benches in Verilog also, right? आपण बघितलेत का नाही, मी तुम्हाला डेमॉन्स्ट्रेट त्या सॉफ्टवेअर वर डेमॉन्स्ट्रेट करताना टेस्ट बेंच लिहून दाखवलेत बघा इन VHDL फॉर आय गेस कंपॅरेटर अँड full adder. So for Verilog also we have to write the test benches so that we can check whatever the code that we have written in Verilog, whether that is correct or not. That we have to check by using test benches. Okay, now next thing is how to use the syntax for this test bench. So especially this $SHM, this is the operator underscore open, this is the syntax. Okay, then file name, that means which file you want to open. Then $SHM underscore probe, that means which actually the variables you want to use, right? And of course then you can write the test bench logic, right? So this is the time scale 1 nanosecond. You can get these things clear with the help of this example. So module, we have written this test bench for this finite state machine, right? Test bench for this finite state machine. Then these are the registers that we have used, these are the wires that we have used. Then this is the test bench code. Okay, then we have to write this open, and we have to directly mention the file name, right? That where we have code that what we can say, the database or the finite state machine code, that file we have to open directly. Then again we have to set some probes such as clock, reset, smart, and further you can write the reset and clock section here if you required. It is not hard and fast, you can omit this section also, right? You can omit the this clock section, you can use the simply system clock also, no problem. So you have to write this, and again you have to check the input output waveforms, right? So this is the simple way to write the test bench. Again we will discuss this one more example. So this is a synchronous test bench. So this is the module synchronous test bench. Then this is the register data, then register x comma clock, then integer I we have defined. Then initial begin, as I explained you while explaining this initial statement, the initial we can use in a only test bench, right? Initial block आणि ऑलवेज ब्लॉक आपण मेन कोड मध्ये यूज करू शकतो, पण इनिशियल ब्लॉक हा फक्त टेस्ट बेंच सिम्युलेशन साठी यूज होतो. सो दिस इनिशियल, देन बिगिन, this data we have mentioned, it is 8-bit data 1010 and 1101, right? This I is 1, x is also 0, clock is also we have given 0, and forever, that means we have to execute this loop forever, right? Underscore 5 clock is equal to, and clock is equal to execution of the clock. So this forever loop, what it will do, it will execute that clock for 5 nanoseconds, right? It will execute that clock, or it will provide that clock for 5 nanoseconds. Means after 5 nanoseconds, it will always give the clock pulse. After 5 nanoseconds, it will continuously give the clock pulse irrespective of any condition, right? So in this way, you can write a test bench code in Verilog also. Okay. Now, this memory part is also not there in your syllabus. Okay. So this is the what we have studied in this complete unit of Verilog modules for the combinational and sequential design. So in that we have studied first the uh, syntax for the Verilog. That means what are the different operators are there in Verilog, operands are there, data types we have studied, data objects we have studied, right? Then different loop, how to write the loops in Verilog, that we have studied, if loop, while loop, right? For loop, how to write in Verilog. It is much similar to the C language only, right? Then we have studied the always block and initial block statements. Then we have studied the functions, different functions that we can use in Verilogs. Then we have studied the procedure statement, how to use the procedure statements in Verilog. That also we have studied, right? And uh, different structural modeling also studied, which kind of structural modeling that we can use in Verilog. Normally we are using a behavioral kind of structural modeling, but you can use structural modeling also, structural style of modeling also. So that part also we have studied. Then we come to the different small sections of the combinational and sequential logic. We have studied the linear feedback shift register, simple combinational design of multiplexers, right? Then counters, adders, how you can design. So these are the different codes that also we have studied in Verilog. And see, whatever the code we have written in the VHDL, such as comparator, then full adder, multiplexer, 3 2 decoder, with the different logic will be again same, but with different syntax. That means by using the Verilog syntax, we can program that in Verilog also, right? We can program that in Verilog also. Okay. Now, what I will do on probably Monday's lecture, again I will demonstrate you by using that same Xilinx simulator how to execute the Verilog programs now, right? I have demonstrated you the VHDL codes, how to execute the VHDL codes, but on next lecture I will demonstrate you with some examples of combinational and sequential logic. We will continue with the same examples. We will program the full adder in Verilog, and we will again program the comparator in comparator or maybe multiplexer in Verilog programming. Okay. So next lecture I will demonstrate you some 2 3 examples and actually how to execute that using that Xilinx ISC simulator, right? But now here we will write a Verilog code, right? In last demonstration we have used the VHDL module. Now we will use the Verilog module. This is the big difference between the Verilog and VHDL. बरोबर आहे. आपण मागं काय पाहिलं की VHDL चे कोड कसे लिहायचे आणि कसे एक्झिक्यूट करायचे, बरोबर आहे. पण ते झेम झायलिंग सिम्युलेटर मध्ये तुम्ही व्हेरिलॉगचे कोड पण लिहू शकता, व्हेरिलॉगचे कोड लिहू शकता. मग ते व्हेरिलॉगचे कोड कसे लिहायचे आणि कसे एक्झिक्यूट करायचे, that part we will discuss in next lecture. Okay. So actually officially when I will demonstrate you, then I will declare the end of unit number 3. Okay. But now here the all theoretical part that I have covered regarding this Verilog modules for the sequential and combinational logic designs. Okay. कोणाला काही डाऊट असेल तर विचारा. If you have any doubt, you can ask me right now. You have through with this in it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then we will stop here. We will continue the demonstration part in next lecture. Okay, in next lecture, I will demonstrate you with the help of that same Xilinx simulation tool. But now we will use the Verilog model. बरोबर आहे. सेम प्रोग्रामिंग सेमच असणार आहे, लॉजिक सेम, पण सिंटॅक्स बदलणार आहे. बरोबर आहे. आणि त्या झायलिंग सिम्युलेटर मध्ये तुम्ही व्हेरिलॉगचे प्रोग्राम करू शकता आणि व्हीएचडीएल चे प्रोग्राम करू शकता. डझंट मॅटर. ओके. So in next lecture, I will demonstrate you that part. Okay, using the same that Xilinx IC simulator tool, and I will demonstrate you with some example how to actually execute the different Verilog codes. Right? We will take an example of maybe full adder, or we may go for multiplexer design, right, by using Verilog module. Okay. So today we will stop here and we will continue in next lecture.